Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Good morning to all. Welcome to our second PU Computer Science online classes. Now, we already completed the concept inheritance, the definition of inheritance. The definition of inheritance or the meaning of inheritance, we can say that inheritance is the capability of one class to inherit the properties from another class. Why? Because we know that in concept of inheritance, there are two classes are there. The first class is called as the base class, and such base class is only called as the super class. And the second class, derived class, also calling as subclass. And also we know that the second class, that is called as the derived class, is constructed by using our base class. So this is the concept of inheritance. That means the definition is the capability of one class to inherit the properties from another class. And also we know that here in the advantage of the inheritance, the advantages are faster development time, reusing existing code, and we can say easy to extend, easy to maintain, and memory utilization. And the most important, the syntax of the defining derived classes. So in our defining derived classes, the syntax we can say that class derived underscore class underscore name colon visibility underscore mode and base underscore class underscore name, and we already completed in last class. Why? Because when you are going to declare one derived class, one new class, you must indicate that what class it derives from. That means we are creating new class by using which base class, by using the name of the base class, by using what's the name of the base class here, by writing the colon after the class name. And also we should know the visibility mode. That means some of the visibility mode are public, private, protected here. That means we are going to share the feature to the derived class from the base class, maybe from our public side, maybe from our private side, or maybe from the protected side. That is called as the, and what's the class it derives from in this case here. So this is the defining or the definition of the derived class. And some important note we can say that not just only the derived class just inheriting the feature from the base class, the body of the derived class also contain its own member data and member functions. Correct no kya? So this is the first note. And the second note we can say that like base class definition, how we are using flower brackets, semicolon, like that only the derived class definition must be terminated by semicolon. And sometime while going to write, while going to use visibility mode, if you are not going to mention, if you are not considering the visibility mode, on that time the compiler automatically assigning or specifying the visibility mode is considered as the private here. So this is the most important three note. And the last note we can say that, why? Because the last note here, all the member of the class, why? Because the member of the class are public, private, protected, and here we are declaring some of the members here. So all the member of the class are inherited except private. What are the members are there in private access specifier, it not possible to inherit to any side. Clear this point here? So this is the most important note about our inheritance in this case here, or we can say that the defining the derived class. And so in last class we already completed, we already learned all those concepts. Now let's see the next important concept, that is called as the visibility mode in the, okay. So the visibility mode, so we can say that some of the visibility mode are, one is private, public, protected. Clear this point? The visibility mode are the private, public and protected. And also we know that in definition of the derived class, now which is called as the, or what's the definition of the derived class? The definition of the derived class is the class, and later next one, derived underscore class underscore name colon visibility underscore mode, and later base underscore class underscore name. So this is called as the definition of the derived class. So we can say that in the definition of the derived class specifies whether the feature of the base class are publicly derived, or we can say that our privately derived or the protectedly derived. That means when we are going to construct one new class, so such new class just adding the feature from which side, whether the base class public side, or maybe the base class private side, or maybe we can say that the base class protected side here. So this is the most important note about our visibility mode. And also we can say that the visibility mode basically control the access specifier to be. So the access specifiers are, one is the private, public and the protected. Clear this point here? So we can say that the visibility mode here basically controls some of the access specifier. So access specifiers are private, public and protected here of, or we can say for the inheritable member of the base class in the derived class. Now let's see some of the, why, because I already completed one most important note, all member of the class are inherited except private, correct in this case. So shall we clear in this visibility mode here? So we can say the next thing, the role of the visibility mode. So some of the role of the visibility mode are that. So what are the role going to apply in our visibility mode? Why? Because in our base class the three access specifiers are private, public and protected, and also we know that by using the base class we are constructing the new class, that is the derived class, and in derived class also public mode, that is called as the public inheritance. Clear? The private mode or the protected mode are there. So in this chat I am going to clear the meaning of that. That means in last note, what I said in last note, all the member of the class are inherited except private. Now it will be clear in this role of the visibility mode. So first thing I want to tell about our public mode, that is called as the public inheritance. Clear this point here? Now I am going to complete just only this line. Clear this point here? So I am going to complete about our public inheritance. So in this case we can say that the public member of the base class. Clear this point? I am going to start the role of the visibility mode. So listen it properly here. So the public member of the base class become the public member of the derived class. That means whatever the members are there in base side public, clear this point, what are the members are there in public base side, such one going to shift into the public of the derived class. Clear this point? So we can say that the public member of the base class become the public member of the derived class. That means the public base side members we can shift into the derived class public side here. And the second thing we can say that the public member of the, and later next one is about our, the second thing about our public mode. Why? Because everything I am going to complete here. So the private member of the base class cannot be inherited to the public side of the derived class. Clear this point here? What are the members are there in private side of the base class, such member it not possible to shift into the public side of the derived class. Clear this point here? Now I am going to complete this line here. So first of all, what I said in first line, I said the public member of the base class, it possible to shift to the public side of the derived class. That means public base class members it possible to shift to the derived side public side. Clear this point here? And the second thing we can say that in this case, the next thing, the private member of the base class cannot be inherited to the public side of the derived class. Clear this point here? What are the members are there in public? That means here we can say that. So what are the members are there in private side? Such member it not possible to shift to the public side of the derived class. And the third thing we can say that the protected member of the base class stay protected in a derived class. That means the protected member also of the base class it not possible to shift to the public side of the derived class. Clear the first note? What about the first note here? Why? Because again I am going to repeat, listen it properly here. Why? Because here this is the most important note about our visibility and what are the members it possible to shift, whether all members it possible to shift or not. I am going to tell in this role in this case. So we can say that the first thing, the public member of the base class become the public member of the derived class. The public member of base class it possible to shift to the public side of the derived class. Okay kya? And the second thing, the private member of the base class cannot be inherited to the public side of the derived class. That means the private member of base not possible to shift to the public side of the derived class. And the third thing, the protected member of the base class stay protected in a derived class. That means like our private it not possible to shift here, like that only the protected member of the base class, what are the members are there in protected side of base class not possible to shift to the our we can say that our derived side of the public side. Clear this point here? So this is about our public inheritance role in this case here. And the second thing we can say that the second thing about our private inheritance. Okay, so the second thing is the private. So what are the rules are going to apply in our private inheritance? So the first rule I want to tell, why? Because now I am going to complete this whole column. Clear this point? The private mode, not inherited, private and the protected. Now I am going to complete this second column information. So we can say that the public member of the base class become the private member of the derived class. Clear this point here? What are the members are there in base side public? Clear this point here? What are the members are there in base class public side here? Such member it possible to shift to the private side of the derived class. Clear this point? It possible to shift. And later next one, so we can say that the public member of the base class, okay, the public member of the base class become the private member of the derived class. We can shift the base class public members to the derived class private side here. And the second thing we can say that the private member of the base class cannot be inherited to the private side of the derived class. Maybe the private members are there, the base class private members are there, such member it not possible to shift to the our derived class private side here. So this is about the note here. And later next one, the third point we can say that the protected member of the base class stay protected in a derived class. That means like our private not possible to shift, like that only what are the members are there in protected side of the base class here, such member not possible to shift to the private side of the derived class. Clear? Why? Because we know that the private only called as the protected, both are similar here. So no any problem if you are going to write private or protected, there is no any problem. Okay here? So we can say that means we completed the first column and also we completed the second column. Now let's see what are the information about our protected inheritance, that is called as the protected mode here. So in our protected mode we can say that the public member of the base class, okay, the public member of the base class become the protected member of the derived class. That means what are the members are there in public side of the base class, such member it possible to shift to which side? The protected member of the derived class. Clear this point here, the protected member of the derived class. And the second thing we can say that the private member of the base class, that means the private member of the base class cannot be inherited to the protected side of the derived class. Okay, what are the members are there in private side base class? Such member not possible to shift to the protected side of the derived class here. And later next one, finally we can say that here the protected member of the base class stay protected in a derived class. So we can write here private or protected, no any problem. Why? Because we already know that the private only call as the protected, both are similar here, not possible to. So the most important note we can set again, I am going to repeat the note. The note is that all member of the class are inherited except private. That means what are the members are there in private side and also in protected side, such member it not possible to inherit it to the derived class side. Clear? And just only one member is there, the member name is the public. So such public members we can shift to the public inheritance, we can shift to the private inheritance, and we can shift to the protected inheritance. So this is the most important question about our visibility mode here. And let's see such a visibility mode shall we complete by using one simple example. And we also know that whatever I written here, this is the definition of the derived class. So the definition of the derived class. Later next one is about our derived underscore class underscore name. Such a derived class also calling as the subclass. So I just written the derived class name as a subclass. Okay, and a colon. And later next one is the visibility mode. Why? Because in this program, in this example, I want to access all feature of the base class, that is from the public side. Okay, here public side. So the visibility mode, why? Because three visibility mode are there, private, public and protected. So in this example I used the visibility mode, that is public. And later next one is about our base underscore class underscore name, that is called as the super class. So this line is about our definition of the derived class here, and just only I change derived class to the subclass and base class to the super class. Okay, here. And later next one is about why? Because we know that this is the first thing, that is called as the base class. First of all, to construct the derived class, first we need to construct our base class. By using the base class only we can construct the new class, that is called as the derived class. So class is the keyword, student is the base class name. I already written in comment line. So student is the base class. Okay, and later next one, opening of the flower bracket, private. In private, some of the member data are roll number, name and the per, that is the percentage. I used the PER, percentage here. So the roll number, that is called as the int. Why? Because 1, 2, 3 I am going to use whole number. So data type int here. And name, that means the name of the student going to access one by one here. So character, data type going to use. And later next one, the percentage, maybe the 60.00, 60.07 like that. So the data type we need to use as the float only. Okay, and later next one is about our public. In public, some of the member function are going to declare. So the base class student contains some of the member function. The member function are the input and second one is the output. Clear this point here. And such one going to use by using the data type, that is the void here. And later closing of the flower bracket, semicolon. Why? Because we know that the most important node, the base class definition is terminated by using the semicolon. Clear this part? So we can say that it's a keyword, the base class name here student, and the member data roll number, name, percentage. And in private, that means we can say that in public access specifier we need to declare some of the member function, input and output here. So and later flower bracket, semicolon, that is called as the the definition of the base class definition. Okay, here. And later by using using the base class, now I want to construct one new class. So how I am going to construct? By using the definition of the derived class. The definition of the derived class is the class. Now the new class name I want to use as the comp, that is the computer, COMP only I am using here. So COMP, that is called as the derived class name, colon, and from which side I want to access the feature of the base class. I want to access the feature that is from the public side. That means in our public side, what are the features are there? One is the input and second one is the output. They want to access, the new class want to access some of the member function, that is the input as well as the output. Clear this point here? So the public visibility mode is the public here, and later next one is about our base class name. The base class name we already completed, that is the student. So this line, that means the definition of the derived class, class comp derived class name colon, I want to access the feature from the public side of the base class, and later next one, the base class name is the student. So finally we can write the comment line as the publicly derived class. Okay, so that means our, we can say the derived class definition, that is from the public of the base class. And later next one, opening of the flower bracket. In why? Because we know that the new class not only inheriting the feature of the base class, the new class also adding new additional features of its own. So some of the member data of the new class, that is marks. Clear this point? It is the member data of the derived class comp here, that is the marks here, and later next one also adding some other member function, that is the public, the member function of the derived class read as well as the write. Not it containing read write, it also inheriting some of the feature of the base class public side. In public side, what are the features are there? Input as well as the output. That means it going to inherit read write as well as input and the output. Clear this point here? Input as well as the output here, and where you should know it. Why? Because like a base class definition, the derived class definition is also terminated by using the semicolon. So this is one simple example of the base class. By using the base class, we are going to inherit some features to the new class, and that is going to call as the visibility mode by using our public access specifier. So this is the some important concept about our visibility mode. Thank you.